Contractors love to brag about being booked out for months, but most of them are booked into broke. They swing hammers for vanity revenue, chasing bigger jobs, bigger dreams, bigger chaos, while profit quietly bleeds out behind them. They think they're winning the war, but they're fighting on the wrong front because the enemy isn't the competition, it's inefficiency, sloppy systems, and blind spots in their own numbers. And every time they push for more growth without fixing those things first, they multiply the damage. I'm Lane Boland, and this is Contractor College. In the next 20 minutes, I'm going to give you the truth about growth, what it really costs, what it gives back, and how to scale without burning the business or yourself to the ground. Let's get to work. Gentlemen and ladies, I didn't start Contractor College because I needed another platform. I started it because I got tired of watching good contractors lose wars they shouldn't be fighting. In the last few years, I've worked with dozens of builders and remodelers and exterior contractors who were all doing it right. They were booked out, they were busy bringing in revenue, but they were still stuck. They built momentum, but not control. They had growth, but it was fragile, chaotic, and expensive. I started tracking what was actually happening inside those companies, and the data told the story. The average contractor in our programs added $685,000 a year in revenue. They raised gross profit from 27 to 37%, grew net profit over 600%, and reclaimed almost 6 hours a week of their own time. And none of that came from fancy branding, magic funnels, or more leads. It came from fixing the foundations, the simple, disciplined systems most guys overlook because they're too busy chasing the next project. That's what Contractor College is all about. We're not here to talk theory. We're here to talk control, cash, and freedom. So let's break down the truth about growth and why getting bigger isn't the same as getting better. Growth's supposed to feel good, right? You finally get busy, phones are ringing, crews booked, money's flowing, but here's what nobody says out loud. Growth is actually the moment most contractors quietly start losing control. You see, the first million is built on hustle. You can muscle that. You can outwork the problems. But when you cross that line at 2, 3, 4 million, hustle turns into quicksand. Every new sale adds friction. Every new hire adds complexity. Every new job adds risk. And suddenly you're not building houses, you're babysitting fires. The systems that got you here are now start breaking under the weight of what you built. And the job costing you thought was fine, now it's months behind. The project manager who keeps it together, I promise you he's drowning in 47 plus text threads. And because you're still the one plugging the holes, every win costs you more energy. That's what I call the illusion point. When the company looks successful from the outside, but it's bleeding cash and control on the inside. The problem isn't growth. The problem is unearned growth. Growth that outruns its systems. And this is the part that makes people uncomfortable. Most contractors don't need more jobs. They need fewer jobs done right. They don't need more people. They need better process. They don't need another marketing campaign. They need visibility on what's actually happening after the phone rings. I've seen it too many times. You add $1 million in sales, but profit doesn't move. That's not growth. That's inflation. You inflated your overhead, your stress, and your hours for the same take home. And then you look around and realize you built a business you can't step away from. So let's call it what it is, not a business. That's a hostage situation. And that's why before we ever talk about getting bigger, we need to talk about getting better. Better margins, better control, better time use. Because the truth is, scaling a broken business doesn't multiply your income, it multiplies your chaos. The ones who win, the real pros, they flip that formula. They fix profit first, they get control, and then they grow from a position of stability, not survival. That's the difference between a contractor who burns out and one who buys freedom. And if you get that right, growth stops being the enemy, it becomes a reward. That's what we're going to talk about next. So if fake growth multiplies chaos, what does real growth look like? Because guys, I'm not anti-growth, I'm anti-delusion. I want you to grow, but in a way that makes you wealthy, calm, and in control. Here's the truth. Real growth is boring on the surface and thrilling underneath. It's not a flashy new logo or 10 new trucks. It's the quiet moment when your bank account grows while you're on vacation. It's realizing the business made money without you jumping in to save it. It's when you can say no to bad jobs and actually mean it. Real growth is controlled expansion, and it starts with 3 currencies you can control. The first is profit, not just on paper, but cash in the bank after everything's paid. The second is time, the hours you claw back from the grind to actually think and lead. The third is predictability, knowing what your next month looks like before it actually happens. That's the holy trinity of real growth: profit, time, and predictability. And if any one of those was missing, you're not scaling, you're spinning. Because here's the reality: growth doesn't reward the hardest worker, it rewards the most organized. You can outwork chaos for a while, but the systems are the only thing that let you outgrow it. The guy who wins in this game doesn't chase leads, they chase leverage. They learn to see their business as a machine, every part built to produce cash and free time on purpose. They don't wake up hoping it'll be a good month, they engineer it. And when you run your company like that, everything changes. You stop reacting, you start steering. You stop wondering where the money went, and you start directing where it goes. You stop competing for jobs, and you start selecting the ones that serve your profit model. That's the shift from being a contractor to being a commander. And that's what this podcast and everything I teach is all about. Not ego, not hustle, not just grind harder, not walk into the punch and motor on, brother. It's control, clarity, and consistency. Those 3 are the foundation of wealth in this industry. So in the next few episodes, we're going to break those down, and how to install control without killing creativity, and how to get clarity on your numbers without needing a finance degree, and how to make consistency feel automatic so the business runs the same, whether you're on the job site or on a beach somewhere. Because real growth doesn't mean doing more. It means owning more of what you already do. The truth about growth is simple. It's not a number, it's a feeling. You can feel when a business is growing the right way. The days get smoother, the fires get smaller, you stop surviving and you start steering. The chaos doesn't disappear overnight, but it does start to obey. And that's what happens when you fix the foundation first. Profit, time, predictability, those are the 3 currencies that buy freedom. Everything I teach comes back to those, because if you can control those, you can control everything else. Most contractors will never learn that. They chase jobs, they chase revenue, they chase validation, until one day they look up and realize they're still stuck in the same place, just busier. But you don't have to. You can decide right now that growth for you means more control, not more chaos. You can build a company that pays you what you're worth and gives you your life back in the process. That's what Contractor College is all about. This is not about hype, theory, or motivational BS. It's about mastery, and it's about building a real business, one that works whether you show up or not. And if you want to start putting that system into place today, I'll give you the first step. Go to contractorcollege.com. It's free. You'll get the same frameworks my clients use to grow profit by double digits, reclaim hours of their week, and finally stop bleeding cash every time they scale. Inside, you'll see where the leaks are hiding, how to plug them, and how to build a business that can finally scale without collapsing under its own weight. And again, that's contractorcollege.com. It's free, it's fast, and it'll show you exactly where your next profit jump is waiting. So let's talk about what's coming next. In the next episode, we're going to dive into the real reasons most contractors never break the $3 million barrier and how to fix it before it breaks you. And I promise you, most of your coaches have never broke this $3 million barrier themselves. And until then, control your business before it controls you.